aka Prince True Chaser. I am here with Curtis. Curtis, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, my friend. How are you?
I am doing amazing, and even more amazing because I get to do this amazing interview with you.
I'm honored to be here. Always willing to spread the word and assist others, spread the word as well.
Curtis, can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your background?
Definitely. I'm from New York City, and I've been studying the occult sciences since I was about 17, 18 years old. I grew up in a household that was deeply religious, if you will. I was raised primarily by my grandmother, and she was a West Indian woman that was really deeply religious. But then as I began to get older, there was something in me that was always searching for more. I knew that there was more than, Jesus and the Bible, and other forms of what I call organized distorted doctrine. So I first studied something called silver mind control. They basically deal with the law of attraction. And that began to teach me how to utilize a visualization and the law of attraction to create my reality. And then I also went on to the Kemetic sciences, which taught me about ancient Egypt and what have you. And then as I began to study the Kemetic sciences along with silver mind control, I encountered information on Aleister Crowley. And as I began to read and study about Aleister Crowley, it took me into other forms of the occult sciences. And what I really began to gather from my occult studies was that the difference between the occult sciences and, as opposed to what I call organized distorted doctrine and what's more commonly known as religion, the difference between the two is that religion teaches you to look outside of yourself for empowerment, which weakens you. It teaches you to rely on some good guy in the sky and stay away from the bad guy in the ground. Whereas with the occult sciences, it teaches you that you are the creator of your universe. You are God. You are Lucifer. And that really resonated with me. And, so over the years, as I studied and explored different forms of the occult studies, I'd say about 6 or 7 years ago, I decided to share my knowledge and expertise with the masses, if you will. And I started out with a little website called occultscience.tv, which we are going to be bringing back shortly. And then a friend of mine came to me and said, well, Curtis, why don't you do radio? And, I hadn't had any experience in doing radio, so I thought about it. And then in April 2008, I started Occult Science Radio and been doing that ever since. And then as I was doing Occult Science Radio, I said, well, now I want to take it to an even higher level. And I began the Occult Network. And so, once I started doing Occult Science Radio and the Occult Network, then that's when things really took off for me. And then I started developing a following of my own. So that's where I am today.
Well, Curtis, a lot of people are going to ask the magical question when you say that we are gods just like Lucifer. And I think that the mentality of people, the mindset of people is that Lucifer is the devil and he is evil. So can you kind of get into that?
Oh, certainly. Well, of course, people have been miseducated. What flies over people's heads is, with regard to Lucifer, they seem to leave out the part where Lucifer or God, people tend to refer to them in gender form, see, and neither one of them are as such. They are forms of energy. They are forms of mind. But when you study Lucifer, see, that's why organized distorted doctrine has miseducated people and why we have the mess in the world today. And it's been going on for so many centuries because people have been taught to seek the light, always walk towards the light, walk towards the light of Jesus and stay away from the darkness.
Now, Curtis, that's a really good point, and what I want to ask you is, a lot of people focus on the light. Now, there's a lot of New Age light workers, light bringers, and they seem to always want to just say love and light, love and light, love and light. And I mean, the love vibration is the highest vibration that is true. But they seem not to want to dabble in things that are wrong in the world and the dark side. And me personally, Curtis, I kind of feel that we have to not so much embrace the darkness, but to understand that there's darkness and to deal with it with love and light. But there are some people who just refuse to even acknowledge the the evil in the world. What do you think about that?
Oh, I totally agree with you. When I look at the New Age spirituality community, they mean well, but in my estimation, from what I've seen of the New Age spirituality community, they're basically religion with different clothes on. And they do the same thing that's done in commonly practiced religion. They just teach their followers to seek the light and not deal with the darkness in us. And when I began to study Jungian psychology and the works of Dr. Nathaniel Branden, I learned that in order for us to truly become whole and to truly become powerful, we must turn towards the darkness within us, our shadow side, if you will, because that's where the most valuable treasures are. That's where the most valuable treasures lie. And when we look at what everybody calls the Illuminati, which is another word that's taken out of context, it doesn't
Right.
mean a bunch of evil people. All it means is the illuminated ones.
Or the enlightened, right.
They know all this stuff. That's how they were able to seize control over the masses. Why a small percentage of people were able to seize control of the masses? Because they've taken the occult sciences and practiced them and still practicing them for themselves and have given the masses organized distorted doctrine, as more commonly known as religion. But it's very important that we turn away from the light, and explore the darkness within us, because unless we are willing to explore our shadow side, then we will forever remain in a powerless people, because that's where the true power lies, in the shadow side within ourselves.
Now, Curtis, what I want to ask is, the cultists, the Illuminati, the ones who pretty much have us all mind controlled, they look at us as dead matter because if we can't construct conscious thought within ourselves, then we're pretty much just useless sheep, as they say, and we deserve to be poisoned via air, food, and water. And those who are awakened enough to fight through it and educate the masses survive. Is this true?
Oh, that's absolutely true.
So are they?
They do the masses.
So
As my good friend Mark Passio said so many times, they view the masses as the dead.
So they are depopulating us then.
I'm sorry?
Do you think that they're definitely depopulating us and weeding out the strong from the weak?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because the way the universe is built, it is built. It really is only the. Well, think people always say only the strong will survive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I modified that. I said only the enlightened, only the aware will survive. And when you look at the masses, you know, you're talking about a great many people who are basically sleeping. And many of them don't want to awaken because they have been so dumbed down by the controller's mind control machine that you can put the truth right in their faces and they will still reject it. You know, so now when we talk about mind control and the depopulation, you know, in many instances, you know, that's just other forms of mind control, you know, to keep you looking outward at what the controllers are doing and what the Illuminati is doing. And as long as they keep you external oriented, then they keep you in a state of powerlessness. Because when we look at the controllers, it is us that is giving them the power. Okay, by our constantly paying attention to what they're doing. And when we pay more attention to what they're doing, as opposed to working on our own evolution, then we're playing right into their hands. Because we're looking at them as something and someone outside of ourselves that is more powerful than us.
But Curtis, you said that we have to pay attention to the dark side. I mean, these beings are obviously have their own agenda and they're dark. So shouldn't we be paying a little bit of attention to what they're doing so we can empower ourselves to combat that?
Well, there's a difference between paying too much attention and just being aware of their presence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be aware of their presence, but don't focus on them. Because exactly what they're trying to keep people from doing, they're doing themselves. See, we're talking about people that are firmly in touch with their shadow side. So now, you know, by them being in touch with their shadow side, they've put themselves in a powerful position and have fed the masses New Age spirituality, Christianity, Islam, Judaism. Okay, whereas the controllers, they don't fool with any of that stuff because they know that that's a part of their agenda. You know,
right.
That's why they've given it to the masses. So now, once we begin to do what they are doing, then once again we begin to empower themselves. See, what they fed to the masses is a false sense of morality. You know, they have everybody thinking that, oh, well, the occults and, you know, and exploring our shadow sides, that's that evil stuff. You know, I mean, I find it, and I say this all the time, you know, I find it amusing that here we are in 2013, and people are still spooked out by the word occult. All it means is that which is hidden. You know, hidden knowledge. So now the people that are dumbing people down, you know, I mean, for the sake of simplicity, the Illuminati, they're well aware of this, and they're well aware of how the mind works. If you put something out into the media, and you get enough people believing it, okay, deeply held beliefs and philosophies eventually become self-fulfilling prophecies. So if I get 100 million people believing that we're in a recession, the sky is falling, you know, I mean, unemployment is at an all-time high, you know, the government is shut down, then what people fail to realize is by them believing in this, and not just one or two people believing in it, but a lot of people holding this same belief on a mass scale. 100 million people to believe that we're in a recession and the sky is falling. If 100 million people firmly believe that, then that's what's going to be their reality. So it's all a mind game. Right. It's not a physical game. Right. It's a mental game.
It's a mental game. And now, so what you're saying is that, wow, this is amazing, and it's so sad at the same time because Curtis, and again, everyone, this is Curtis Davis. He's a man of amazing amazing mentalness. I mean, your mind is amazing, and it's so sad that so many people will hear this, Curtis, and won't care. They're too busy on their Xbox. They're too busy on their PS3s. But I always kind of thought that even with the whole Nibiru thing, I kind of thought, well, if we create our reality through thought manifestation, and they know this obviously, so what do? They, like you said, they say, oh well, there's a recession. Oh well, this is happening. Oh well, that's happening. So if and I think this goes back to ancient Egyptian times, Curtis, because in the ancient Egyptian times, people say, well, how did they build the pyramid? Well, they did it through their mind, and literally levitated it through their mind. Because if enough of us think that change is possible, then it's possible. But if you are a part of the occult and you're a part of the agenda, and you're a part of the media, obviously, because they lie, but and you I stuttered. If you push this fear-based mentality out to the public, unwillingly, mind-controllingly, the public, the masses, are going to create that reality.
Precisely. There is ignorance and there is ignorance. Now, what is the difference between the two? When someone is truly ignorant, it means that they genuinely are not aware of something.
Right.
And so now when you're dealing with someone who's ignorant, okay, their mind is still open to learning. Because there are plenty of things that we all are ignorant of. But now on the other hand, you have ignorance. Now, what is ignorance? Ignorance is when you know better, but you're afraid of the truth. If someone comes to you and says, well, look, this is the truth, and you cover your eyes and you say, and you feel as if you don't want to see it because you're either afraid or you're so mind controlled that you believe, you've accepted the lies as truth and the truth as lies. That is someone that is considered, that I would consider ignorant. So now, and as you mentioned earlier, with regard to the ancient Egyptian mysteries, you're absolutely correct. That's where the occult got its start. But obviously, those that went into these mystery schools and learned the occult practices, they obviously bastardized them and turned them into Christianity and Judaism and Islam and other forms of mind control, and they utilized it to gain dominion over all that they saw. And you really can't blame them for that, because that is the role of a god. See, we're all gods.
Absolutely.
And even in the Bible, it says that God gives us dominion over our reality.
Yes.
So now, when we look at that small percentage of people that control these various mind control mechanisms, basically what they're doing is just operating in their godhood. Now, the masses tend to look at what they're doing as evil, as sinister, diabolical, because the masses have been fed a distorted view of morality. But then as one begins to go within and get in touch with their shadow side, then morality takes on an entirely different meaning. Because, see, the universe knows no morality. The universe knows no right and wrong. Everything just is. So now when people look at things and say, that's good, that's bad, that's ugly, that's pretty, that's where what the Bible defines as the fall, when we descended into duality. That's why when we first came into creation, everything was one. That's why, when you see the eye of Horus or the eye of Baru, it signifies first eye. You know, many people call it the third eye, but it's really the first eye. Okay, and then when we fell, you know, in from our godhood into just being human, just being a person, that's when we fell into duality, and that's when we fell into a powerless state.
So Curtis, you know, a lot of people go on and they say, well, that they hope that ET race will come down and save us. You know, I'm really glad that you're laughing because I'm laughing with you. And you know, and here's the thing: is that are there ET races? Absolutely, but do they want to get themselves karmically entangled with us? Absolutely not. And I really believe that you know, where has the self-empowerment gone? I mean, we already know it's mind control, but so okay, so the real quick, I just want to get your opinion on this. What do you think about the whole ET intervention?
Well, you know, first of all, before I get into that, for people who are thinking that, you know, the ETs are coming or whatever, no one's coming to the rescue. You know, only you can save you.
Right.
You know, and that being said, when I look at what people refer to as ETs or UFOs or the paranormal,
Right.
you know, people that do what I do, you know, we look at it like this. In this vast, limitless universe, who are we to assume that we are the only intelligent life forms in this vast, limitless universe? And when I refer to planet Earth, I use that term intelligent very lightly because it's obvious when you look at what's been going on planet Earth that Earthlings aren't very intelligent. Otherwise, the planet wouldn't be as screwed up as it is now.
No. I might have to cut you off on this because I think that if we weren't under mind control and we were taught love vibration and really taught self-empowerment, that the planet might be a little bit better off than what it is. I think that what happened was, Curtis, I think that a few people were, you know, they've got a, what's that called? If you're in a race, when you're ahead of the race, you know, they're a little ahead of us with the technology as far as how the mind works. And I think that being said, that the reason because of that a lot of us are screwed because, you know, it's like, listen, if you really told the masses, hey, look, this is what's happening. This is how your mind works. Embrace certain parts of the dark side, and let you create your own reality. I think that a lot of people would want a better place. So I can't really agree with you on that.
Well, what it is that, and to a certain degree, what you said is correct. You know, I mean, and there's so many mechanisms that they use, mainly the media,
right,
the school system,
right,
the university system.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's just so many mediums that one has coming at them at a certain point that you're almost bombarded by misinformation. So now, even in today's world, I mean, that's why you see almost every day some new form of gadget, if you will, you know, coming out on the market.
Right.
And all it's serving, you know, its purpose is to keep people external oriented. So now, one of the first things that I suggest that one does to make themselves less susceptible to mind control is begin to disassociate with these various forms of mind control. The television.
Right.
Please turn it off. The radio. Please turn it off.
Are you serious? That means I can't watch my YouTube videos? Come on, Curtis. I love Jay-Z. I love Jay-Z's Illuminati, you know, hand symbols. Come on, man.
Well, like I previously stated, as long as you're focusing on the Illuminati, well, once again, you're playing right, you're fitting right into their game plan.
Right.
Because when we go back to the 1960s, the 70s, the 80s,
Right.
Going to the 80s, we find more. So now I began to really research that. And it dawned on me that this is another form of mind control within itself. They want a lot of this information to get out there. Because now, what does it do? It makes people fearful.
Wow, you just hit a touchy subject. Let me tell you something, my friend. You just really hit the button on this. Now, here's the thing. Curtis. You ready for this?
Yes.
Good. I think that 9/11, which was orchestrated, I think that they want us to know. Now, oh my God, dude, you're amazing. You are seriously amazing because you just like really hit a touchy subject here, and it's going to be a great to hear your answer on this. I think that they want mass chaos because they want to put humanity in a state of mass fear and chaos. Because right now we're at a time in history, if you want to call it that, of ascension to where, in other words, the life that we're living right now, I believe that life is a school for the soul, and we keep coming back and learning, regardless who has the advantage, regardless who's in the occult, regardless who's not. Those who are, suffering and are abused because of the occult, oh well, that's just the experience that we have, and that's what we go through. But I think, Curtis, that they want us to go through this mass chaotic time to stop a love vibrational a way of thought. And again, I just want to say to the viewers, listen, I'm not a new age guy. If you watch my videos, I am raw. I am in your face. But I do believe, like Curtis said, about the darkness. I mean, you have to understand. You can't ascend or defeat the one without understanding. You can't beat the baddest guy on the block without understanding how he knows how to fight. If you don't know how to bully on the block fight, you can't beat him. It's that simple. But Curtis, my question is, because I know I'm talking too much, but my question is, Curtis, are they mentally creating mass chaos to keep us in a low vibrational state of thinking?
Absolutely. I mean, I know using the 9/11 bombing, that was an excellent example. Because now, when you do something, a major catastrophe of this, of such a large scale, that obviously is going to put people in a state of panic. We're not talking about just some random shooting on the street or, someone getting their car stolen or someone's house getting broken into. We're talking about an event where hundreds of thousands of people die.
Also a mass sacrifice? Would you agree on that?
I'm sorry?
Also a mass sacrifice.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you please get into that?
That you see them do. It's always money related.
My good friend Curtis, I want to tell you, man. I want to tell you that I heard a rare video clip, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And in this video clip, the lady was in the towers before she died, and she said, "Oh my God, there's monsters! They're coming after us." And that was only aired one time, and I have it. But the point of the matter is that I think that the Illuminati, the big-time occultists, the ones that don't give a shit about love and light, the ones that really want to basically have their little slaves on the planet, I think that they had made a mass sacrifice to interdimensional beings, with not only to raise chaos, but to as a sacrificial thing to their gods, so to say. Because if we look back in history, Curtis, what do we see? We see the reptilian race. So you may not dabble in this subject, and I understand that's fine, but what is your view on that?
I dabble in all of it.
So what do you think, right?
What you're saying has a lot of merit to it as well. And I remember I did a series of interviews with a good friend of mine, Rick Smith, on called Science Radio, and he basically really gave a good synopsis with regard to this, because these people
man is amazing. This man is amazing.
Any time that there is something to be gained, something has to be sacrificed.
Exactly.
Even, as above, so below. So now, as you begin to awaken and begin to ascend, what do you sacrifice? You sacrifice your ignorance.
Yes.
Okay, so now there's always some degree of sacrifice. If you make a decision to live a healthier lifestyle, and previously you were smoking cigarettes, you were drinking heavily, and you were using drugs heavily. So now, in order for you to achieve this state of optimal health, you have to sacrifice that which kept you unhealthy.
Right.
So now, when we look at the 9/11 bombing, now it's no secret, or maybe it is a secret.
It's a mind control secret.
That a lot of people that don't know and who wish to stay in a state of ignorance.
Right.
Right. We know that the Rockefellers owned the World Trade Center.
But go ahead. I want to hear this. Go ahead.
Yes, and the World Trade Center is insured for billions and billions of dollars. And it's also no secret that the Rockefellers historically are an oil family. And when the United States looked at Iraq and saw all that oil over there, well, we're the United States. We just can't go in there and just brutally invade these people and take the oil. We're the United States. That would make us look barbaric. So now, how could we legitimately and justifiably go into this country and get what we want? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe if we have a major catastrophe,
Right.
and make it look like that it was someone from an oil-rich country that did this to us, now that gives us a reason to go in there and just rape, pillage, and plunder. Because if we just go in there and rape, pillage, and plunder, we're the United States. We're not supposed to look barbaric.
Now,
Countries are barbaric.
Now, Curtis, my friend, I have to ask you. A lot of people right now that are just waking up. Okay. A lot of people right now that are, just learning about mind control and even the occult. What advice do you have to give the people to to empower themselves to make change in the world?
I would say, first of all, disassociate yourself from all external influence, or at least minimize it. Because I have to be real here.
Yeah, let's be a little real.
Stop watching TV. People are not going to stop reading. Telling people to stop watching TV and stop reading the newspaper is like telling people to stop having sex.
Well, they could watch your YouTube channel and watch mine. I mean, that would help.
I see. I would say begin to study Jungian psychology. Begin to study the works of Dr. Nathaniel Branden. Unfortunately, one of the drawbacks of the internet is that it's taken people away from reading.
That's true.
The fact that begin a process of meditation, of daily meditation, where you turn off all external stimuli. No phone, no TV, no internet, nothing. And start off with 5, 10, 15 minutes per day of just going within. And once you begin to disassociate yourself from all these external forms of mind control, then you're going to find your inner resolve becoming stronger. And you're going to have, you're going to desire these things to find yourself less captivated by your iPhone, less captivated by your 52-inch screen television, and so on and so forth. And once you begin to realize that the more I partake of these things, I'm really subjecting myself to mind control. And that is not to my benefit. As I begin to wean myself off of these things, only then can I ascend. Because if we go back in history and we study the Greek philosophers, the enlightened ones, and I practiced the martial arts for many years. I've studied the Shaolin monks. I've studied the Shinobi warriors, which is more commonly known as the ninja.
So I got a neighbor who's a real asshole. Can you kick his butt for me or no? Curtis, enlighten him with a crescent kick to the face, man. Because right now he thinks I'm absolutely frigging insane. I mean, but we're really not. But you see, this is what I do, and this is how I love to do radio. I mean, I just really like to. We have to laugh because we will go completely insane.
Exactly.
Curtis, what I want to ask you is it's something that everyone's been asking me. Okay, they're poisoning our water, they're poisoning our air with chemtrails, they're vaccinating our kids, they're mass mind controlling us. What the hell? I mean, really, dude, wait, what hope is there, dude? I mean, I know what hope there is. I can tell you what hope there is, and then we'll see if you agree or you disagree. I think that, again, that they're doing all this because they're not only culling the population to have just enough people that they can mind control and have their little slaves, so they can have, kill 90% of us so they can have their slaves, and basically they're going to be what was referred to in the ancient times as kings and queens. But what can we do, man? I mean, come on, dude. This is frigging. It's out of control, Curtis. What can we do? Can we just put our mind in a place of bliss to where we ascend regardless what happens? Or, I mean, regardless what happens, can we just put our mind in a place where we are in a bliss mentally to change this? What can we do, Curtis?
Well, first of all, we have to understand that the controllers, all the Illuminati, and all that powerful 1%, however you wish to classify them, because of the things that they're doing, have done, and are going to do, only if we allow them. And I want to emphasize that you have to remember they're also living in a state of fear as well.
Because we're going to kick their ass with love vibration. That's why they're living in a goddamn state of fear.
Precisely. See, their biggest fear, just like the common man, their biggest fear is Monsanto, nuclear war, and all of this stuff. Now, the controllers, their biggest fear.
Tell it, Curtis. Tell it.
Waking up.
Thank you. Tell it, man. Tell it. Tell it.
Okay. Their biggest fear is everyone waking up because they are master psychologists.
Right.
That's why they are able to manipulate the masses as easily as they do, because they know how the mind works. Okay, they know that if you plant a seed, okay, that seed, if nurtured, is going to turn into a giant redwood. So now that's why they're working so diligently to keep people in a state of fear. So they put out information about Monsanto. They put out information about chemtrails. They put out information about drones. They put out information about government shutdowns.
All right, Curtis. I understand what you're saying, my friend, but this is facts. They are poisoning us. I mean, I understand they're putting that information out to keep us in a fear-based mentality, bud, but they are friggin' poisoning us, dude. This isn't like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I agree with you.
I always ask people this.
What?
When you hear them start hearing things about they're poisoning us, this,
Right.
that, the other. Are you really sure of that?
Well,
Or are you believing that based on what you were told? Because now, once again, let's here.
Go ahead.
I'm going to play the devil's advocate here.
No, go ahead. This is amazing, man. Look, this is what I do. So let it out. Let it out raw. I mean, I want it raw.
If I get people believing that I'm poisoning them,
Right.
that I'm depopulating the planet, that I'm spraying chemicals over their head,
Okay.
what am I doing to their minds? I'm keeping them focused on me.
That is fucking amazing. It's amazing. And I said fucking. I mean, I'm sorry. You can edit this if you want, but it's amazing what this man is saying. I mean, maybe they're spraying apple juice in the sky, but by mentally making people think it's poison, Curtis, what does that do?
Well, it's just like, what's the word I'm looking for? And they talk about it, what is that, the placebo effect. Mm-hmm. All right. Now,
right.
Suppose I came to you right now with some Flintstone vitamins.
Right.
And you had never seen Flintstone vitamins before.
Yes, I'm 30. I'm 33, so I used to eat Flintstone vitamins.
Exactly.
Hey Curtis, I was actually too poor to actually have candy, so I lived in the ghetto. So I mean, when I was growing up, like literally, breakfast was a toast and mayonnaise, and you know, so Flintstone vitamins for me were like candy, but you know, I do know what they are. I do.
Now, if I tell you that these Flintstone vitamins are steroids,
okay,
or these Flintstone vitamins will give you some sort of magnificent ability.
I know where you're getting, but go ahead, because I love it. I love it. Dude, do it. Say it.
So now, it's not, the power is not in the pills. The power is in your belief that these pills are. Let me say that again. The power is in the belief of what these pills are. Now, all these pills are just freaking Flintstone vitamins.
Right.
Okay? But now, if I have you believing that these Flintstone vitamins are steroids, and you're taking these Flintstone vitamins every day before you go work out, because your mind is believing this shit.
This dude is fucking amazing. Dude, you're fucking amazing, man. I mean, listen, I just want to let you listen.
Flintstone vitamins.
Right.
You're
Right.
still going to end up with 60-inch biceps.
Listen, my man. Listen, Curtis.
Did it come from the pills, or did it come from your mind?
Exactly. And see, here's the thing. We have a half an hour left, my friends. And I just wanted, this is the second part of the show. I just went, man, this is Curtis Illuminated Davis, people. Get it right. Get it together. And Curtis, can you give a little info of where people can contact you at?
People can contact me at info@theoccultnetwork.com. That's info@theoccultnetwork.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Curtis Illuminated 1 Davis.
It's amazing.
You can also find us at theoccultnetwork.com, and you can also Google Occult Science Radio. You'll find the Occult Network on YouTube and Twitter as well. You'll also find me on LinkedIn, Curtis Davis.
And here's the thing.
There's so many ways to reach me.
And here's the thing about Curtis. I mean, when I first started listening to you, dude, I was just like, wow, this fucking man is amazing. For all you guys and gals and light workers and light bringers who follow Curtis and don't like cursing, well, guess what? Well, then you can.
Should be.
Yes.
I mean, because the universe is raw. The universal law is raw.
Right.
Universal law knows no good or bad.
Right.
Okay, ugly or pretty.
Right.
Or skinny. It just is. And if people are still caught church and stay deaf, dumb, and
I mean, literally. See, and that's the thing. I think that everyone's looking for a fucking quick fix here. Everyone's looking for someone who's nonchalant, doesn't get down and dirty. Just subscribe to my channel. Good look on my webpage. Wear your little tie and suit. Listen, this is man. This is a battle. Okay, where are your minds at right now, Curtis? You know what I'm saying? This is a battle for our souls. I mean, this is a battle for our souls because it's a mind game. I mean, and a lot of people say, Curtis, it took me too long to realize. A lot of these activists, my friend, they say, they say, Curtis, they say, oh, well, fuck Monsanto, fuck chemtrails, fuck this, fuck that. It took me so long to understand that the best activism is total non-compliance and love revolution. Nothing else will work! Do you all understand me? Nothing else will fucking work. Nothing. And again, I don't apologize for my language, because I am in the moment, and this is, my guest, Curtis Illuminated Davis, and he's just as passionate as I am, if not more. I mean, the man is out here trying to get things done, and he wants people. I mean, he said we sacrifice our time for you guys, so you can really, look within your minds. I mean, it's good to speak out. It's great to do whatever you want, but until we realize that self-empowerment is necessary, but love is key, because that's what it is, Curtis, isn't it? A love vibration revolution is what they don't want.
Absolutely. The controllers, their biggest fucking fear is as simply just not paying attention to them anymore.
No, fucking say it. Go ahead, man.
Okay, that's their biggest fear.
Right.
So now that's why they put all this shit in front of us on it. I mean, look at what's happened within the past 2 to 3 weeks. We went from potentially bombing Syria to government shutdown.
Which is amazing, Curtis. I just want to say, my friend, this is amazing because for the first time in a long time, Curtis, you know what happened? The American people actually said, fuck the government. We have we really want love vibration. And we don't want your war in Syria. We don't want it. So what did these, you know what I'm saying? So what did these parasites fucking do? They said, oh, we're going to shut down the government. So.
And that's a perfect example of what I said earlier.
Yes.
Now, what happened is that now you see how people on a mass scale created reality.
We turned that shit around, man. We turned that shit around, didn't we, Curtis?
Exactly. So now, let's say in contrast, everyone in the United States would be, oh yeah, we're totally behind the president. Let's go bomb Syria. Okay, Syria would be a fucking parking lot right now.
And we would have created that fucking reality, dude. And here's the thing, and I always remember this, Curtis. This always resonated and stuck with me. Barack Obama said, when they were talking about taking the guns, right, Curtis? He said, what matters is what the citizens want. What the citizens want to will into existence. Well, he didn't say willing to existence, but he said, look, we want to protect you. We want to take your fucking guns. He said, but it all depends on what the people want. And see, to the average fucking person who has no idea what that means, it's a hidden code. It's a hidden code, which is basically like, will that shit into existence, and we'll take your guns. Don't will into existence, and we won't take your guns. Get him, Curtis. Get him, man. Tell how it is, dude. Is it true?
Exactly. See, the key to battling this mind control is not gun for gun. It's not bomb for bomb. It's a spiritual war.
Thank you.
It's not a physical war. And anyone who's thinking about taking up arms and going out there and battling physically.
Tell him how it is, Curtis. Tell him how it is, man. Say it. Say it.
Yeah. Well, if you live long enough, let me know how that works. Okay? But now, as I said, their biggest fucking fear is us taking our attention attention away from them. Because when you see things like this, oh, we're going to bomb Syria, we're going to take your guns, we're going to shut down the government. See, they see, because people like you and I, Paul, they see you and I are the new media.
Well, listen, we're a threat to their agenda, my friend. I had 3 fucking death threats in the past month, my friend. And you know why? Let me tell you something, Curtis. I love this interview. This is amazing. I just want to say, Curtis, as soon as I started pushing love vibration, that's when the threats came in. Ain't that some shit?
Absolutely.
Ain't that some shit?
I've experienced the same thing. I've had several death threats as well.
Right.
But you and I, what sets us apart is that we don't allow that to instill fear in us.
Right.
See, their biggest thing is to instill fear in people, because what does fear do? It also
empowers
instills
them.
feelings of powerlessness and helplessness. Oh, you can't fight the government. What can you do? Okay, but
right.
Now when the government gives you the evil eye and you stare right back, and they tell you, hey, either you shut the fuck up or we're gonna kill you. Okay, but now when you stare right back and say, well, good, we can fucking die together.
That's fucking right. And see, and that there is no such thing as death, so what the fuck do we have to lose? What do you people have to lose? Get the fuck up. I mean, what do we have to lose? Man, I am so humbled, Curtis, to be. Look, man, I'm interviewing Curtis Illuminated. That's right, Illuminated Davis. I mean, his work speaks for himself. I mean, educate us, educate your kids, educate your family, get the fuck off the Xbox, and for real, self-empower yourself. Because we've got 30 minutes left, and maybe less than that. But I just want to say, man, it's. I don't even want to say it's insanity. I think that. They're not going to kill us, and I'm going to tell you why. You know why they're not going to kill us, Curtis?
Why?
Because they respect us. And you being a man in the occult, and just like you said about Mark Passio, people that are in the occult, big timers, understand one thing. Like you said, they consider the masses dead weight, the zombies, as you will. And if you're not ballsy enough, or have the balls or the intelligence to empower yourself, then fuck you, dude. You're gonna die. I mean,
exactly.
As sad as that seems, honestly, dude, as sad as that seems, it is fucked up to say, but, man, come on, people. It's time to get it together, because you know what? I'm not even going to give my comment on that. Curtis already knows what my comment is on that, so I'm not going to say nothing.
I'll say it.
Say it, Curtis. Say it.
The way I feel is that the lower you are,
okay. All right.
Chain, the more expendable you are.
Fine.
The higher you are on the evolutionary chain, the more valuable you are. So now, for those people out there that choose to remain in a state of ignorance, not wanting to see the truth, not wanting to evolve, not wanting to make this world a better place, not wanting to see these quote unquote, end quote, forces of destruction redirected, then I say, fuck you. You should be sacrificed.
And here's the thing. Listen, man. My radio show is buck fucking wild, man. And I believe this, Curtis. I believe this, my friend. And if I'm ever a guest on your radio show, I won't curse. Unless you let me. But
Plan on that happening.
But let me.
Because you have a lot to share as well.
Well, here's the thing, my friend, and that is that I feel sympathy and sorrow for the people that don't know. You know, the people that I see in Walmart that, you know, they don't understand what's going on. The people that really are asleep. They're the people I fight for. They're the people that I fight for.
As I said earlier, there's a difference between ignorance and ignorance.
And here's the thing. Yes.
For those out there that are genuinely ignorant.
Tell them, Curtis.
Not heard this information before. Okay, those are the people that have my heart.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
I will take 25 hours out of my day to help.
Yes.
Okay?
But yes.
These are people, I mean, poor things, genuinely don't know.
Yeah, and you motherfuckers out there who read this shit, I mean, come on, you guys who out there, come on, man. You see Curtis's work, you see my work, and you do nothing. Don't be prepared to come at us with that bullshit. I'm proud of you. Fuck you. We don't want to hear it. I mean, God. I mean, oh, I'm stuttering again. You know that, you know this information, and you do nothing. I mean, what makes me sick, Curtis, and I don't want to say people deserve to be sacrificed. I mean, man, you can say it. Even if I fucking feel it, dude, God, like, God damn it, dude. I mean,
a lot of people say knowledge is power. That's false. Applied knowledge is power.
Thank you.
Okay?
It is.
So now people that do what we do and know what we know.
Yes.
Seek out people that are genuinely ignorant. Well, you won't have to seek them out. Because of natural law, they will eventually come to you.
This is true. This is true.
Okay. So now, those are the people who we need to reach. Now, in contrast, as for these people out here that are ignorant...
Get them, Curtis! Get them, baby! Get them, dude!
Fuck them.
Fucking right, dude. Get them. I mean, Curtis, I've done your work, and this is the most cursing I've ever heard on your fucking... come out of your mouth, and I love it! This man is amazing! This is why I wanted to have you on, man, because you know my style, and I'm sure you've seen I know you've seen my work, but, this is what I want. I want this, because people say, oh, well, Curtis Illuminated Davis, he's a man of this and this. No, he's just like me and you, okay? Fuck, and he's gonna call it as he sees it. Fuck you, okay? You're on your couch, okay? You're sitting on your couch, feeding your fucking face, while you're looking at your kids, knowing that their future's in jeopardy because you refuse to enlighten yourself.
Exactly.
It's horrible, man. It's fucking horrible, dude. And Curtis, real quick, that kind of goes down to, when I was talking to Mark Passio when I did the in-car interview, I had went ahead and I had asked him, I said, well, what do the people who are in control think as far as, the masses? And he said, well, I kind of think that they look at it as if you, aren't willing to existence your change, then fuck you, you're dead matter, you're gonna die.
Absolutely.
Is that wrong, Curtis, or is that right? Is that the right thing to do?
Once again, the lower you are down on the evolutionary chain, the more expendable you are. The higher you are on the evolutionary chain, the more valuable you are. So now the controllers, they basically look at the masses as the dead.
Right.
Okay, so now when someone dies in our world, what do? We fucking throw them away. We waste a lot of money on a funeral and a wake or cremating them, and then we toss them under 6 feet of dirt and then go on with our lives. Alright, so now it's the same thing. They look at the masses as the dead. So now they're like, fuck them, bury them, cremate them. Okay, they're invaluable anyway. But we have to keep some of them because we need slaves.
That's true. And listen, I just want to say, this is true. Curtis, my friend, where do you see humanity in the next 10 years?
I'm sorry?
Where do you see humanity in the next 10 years?
Well, that depends. It depends on where humanity's consciousness is. If humanity continues to stay ignorant and deaf, dumb, and blind, then we're going to be fucked up. Okay, but now if people begin to awaken and begin evolving, then what do I see in 10 years? Oh, it's going to be a great fucking place.
So you think?
It all depends. That's an individual thing because everything begins as the individual first. See, that's another mind fuck. We've been programmed in
This man is amazing. This man is fucking amazing.
Unification only works when you have enlightened people unifying.
Right.
Okay, but now if you put a bunch of deaf, dumb, and blind people unifying, then all you're going to have is chaos.
Right.
Okay, so now unification, unity will only work if you have people who are on one accord, who want to enlighten themselves and make the planet a better place. And when I say enlighten oneself, I'm not talking about just walk to the light and and think we are the world.
Right.
Okay, because then all we're doing now is the same shit that they're doing in church, just with a different dress on. So now if we're not willing to tap into that shadow side of ourselves, that warrior side of ourselves, then we're going to continue to be the Illuminati's bitches, if you will.
You know, Curtis, and I think that certain people are going to have their own reality, while other people like me and yourself are going to have our own reality. I think that realities kind of blanket each other, kind of like dimensions do. So, like, me and you and what we do and our where our minds are, we're going to pretty much have our own outcome. And people that are jerk-offs and decide to sit on their fucking couch and do nothing, well, they're going to have their outcome. And I think that that's not going to affect us because we're on our path and they're on their path. What do you think?
Exactly. Because the law of attraction is a very powerful law. The universe, the innerverse, as I call it, always brings together people of like mind. See, when I tend to chuckle when I hear people say the path of enlightenment is a lonely one. No, it's not. Okay, because whatever vibration that you are on, the universe will always align you with people, places, and things that match your vibration.
And this is why we're here right now. This is amazing. This is amazing. Curtis, do you see different realities where the elite don't win and where the elite do win depending on people's consciousness? Like there's different, you know what I'm saying, different realities.
Well, once again, it all comes down to people's consciousness because you can only be defeated if you believe that you're defeated.
Well, yeah, I understand that. But what I mean is like, say me and you have a reality that love, I mean, what's true, that total non-compliance and a love, and if there is a revolution, that love revolution will succeed. We will succeed through love, and we will break the balls of the system because of love. That may be our reality, but and the elite, the Illuminati lose. But on the other hand, will they kind of win because of people who don't believe that? So will there be two separate realities?
Well, because the universe always brings together people, places, and things that are on the same vibration. Because you and I believe in love and unity, that will be our reality. For those who believe that, what can you do? You can't fight the fucking government. We're doomed. Then that will be their reality. See, I respect the fact that not everyone's going to wake up.
Right.
For to sit here and hope that one day that we're going to wake up one morning and everyone is going to be enlightened. Okay, that's a fantasy. It may work like that in Walt Disney movies, but it doesn't work like that in reality. So yes, you're going to have those that are going to ascend, and then you're also going to have your you're going to have
no. Thank you. So I was going to say, don't you fucking pull back, man. Say exactly what you were going to say.
And when I say sacrificial lambs,
he's not being mean about it. Like, yeah, he's not being
chosen to allow themselves to be sacrificed. They control that. No force outside of you is controlling your destiny. You are controlling it. So now,
okay.
If you get crushed under the weight of the bullshit that's going on in your world, it's because because you attracted that into your space. If you evolve and overcome the bullshit in the world, well, once again, you created that as well. We live in a holographic space.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Always says yes.
Yes, sir. Now I have two quick questions for you. And then we're gonna wrap this up. I mean, it's just amazing having you on as a guest, my friend. Your mind is where it should be. First question: where do you see yourself in the future, and what reality do you have planned for Curtis Illuminated Davis?
Where I see myself in the future, I see myself building the occult network and occult science radio on a mass scale where people can really get this information and at least have the opportunity to take part in this information and get them away from the bullshit of mainstream media. So now, once they see and hear this information, they have no more excuses. So basically, that's where I see myself as well as the occult network and occult science radio. I want it to reach as many ears and eyes as possible so at least people can have a chance. And I also realize that there's people out there that's going to reject it. You know,
well, then they're just the sacrifices. So they're just like you said.
to reject it. Oh well. They've made their choice.
My second question to you, my friend, is my second question to you is that here's my second question to you. You ready for this?
Yes.
A lot of people think that the people that get into abductions and the cults involved in abductions, they think that, I mean, I believe in hybrids. I mean, for all we know, they could be screwing around with our DNA. I mean, obviously these cultists have technology that's 100 years ahead of us. But, you know, whether or not they're working with the ETs or not, we both agree on the fact that our conscious thought is going to create our realities regardless. So, a lot of people think that these hybrid beings are here to help us. What do you think?
Well, that can be a two-edged sword, you know, because when you look at the controllers, okay, they have no boundaries. They will stop at nothing to maintain their power. But the universe is a universe of balance. Okay, I mean, no matter how evil or what people perceive as evil, no matter how bad things get, there's always that balance on the other side. Okay, so yes, are there people that are here to help us? Yes. Are there people that are here to hurt us? Yes. So now, at the same time, when we continue to look at the quote-unquote Illuminati and perceive them as bad guys, there's also, and we look at them as the forces of evil, well, there are people out there who are equally as powerful, you know, forces of good, if you will, who really want to help mankind and really want to see mankind ascend. So, yes, you know, if these are beings that are sent among us to assist us, to offset those that have come here to help, to hurt us, then that's just universal law. So, yes, you know, even if they are hybrid beings, if they are here to assist humanity, then that's all that matters.
And again, everybody, this is, man, I don't even know where to start. This is Curtis Illuminated. What is it, Illuminated?
Illuminated 1.
This is Curtis Illuminated 1 Davis. I think I might have dropped your contact information on the last part where I got it. So, Curtis, where can we contact you from, my friend?
Yes, you can contact me at info@theoccultnetwork.com. That's info@theoccultnetwork.com.
Right.
You can also find me on YouTube. You can find the Occult Network on YouTube and Twitter as well. And I get to say that you can find me, Curtis Illuminated 1 Davis, on Facebook. You know, the Occult Network also has a Facebook page as well, and you can find me on LinkedIn. But come visit us at theoccultnetwork.com and visit us at Occult Science Radio. You can reach me at info@theoccultnetwork.com, and those are the best places that you can find me.
And well said, my friend. And before we even come to visit Curtis, we need to come to visit our mind. Because if your mind's not right, then you're not even ready to visit anybody. So when we're ready to enlighten ourselves, we're here. I mean, the knowledge is here, the information is here. You can see me youtube.com/Prince True Chaser, PrinceTrueChaser.com, Paul Wesley on Facebook, Galactic Love on Facebook. And Curtis, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been really good talking to you, dude. Really, man.
Oh, I had a great time. I had a great time. We definitely have to do this again.
Dude, I love the fucking fact that I listen to your work, Curtis, and I love the fact that you were yourself. You're just like, fuck it, dude. I'm myself. And I think that that's what I bring to the table, because I let people be themselves. And a lot of people, Curtis, have censored me. They won't even. I mean, there's a lot of activists that won't even, like, fuck him. He's too wild. But it's a blessing to be with like-minded individuals as yourself, and to talk to you and get your info, because it's just, what I do is raw and it's amazing, man. Thank you so much for being a guest on the Moment of Truth. So thank you so much, my friend.
I really appreciate it. I look forward to doing this again. Love you, everyone.
Awesome. Hey, Curtis, this is the end of the video.